Hey everybody, this is Rob Vegas and I'm checking in from Melbourne, Australia, and today I'm joined by my little movie watching friend Mia, and we're here to talk all things movies. Camera's this way. Cool. Hey everybody, this is Rob Vegas and I'm checking in from Melbourne, Australia, and of course we are kicking on with movie month with these movie chats. Now I've been copping a bit of flack in the comments and everyone's been saying, well, you've been doing old movies, and yeah, I have, because I like old movies, I love the classics. And something people have mentioned is I haven't scratched upon any sort of comic book movies or any of the big superhero movies that have been coming out lately. And that's the white elephant in the room. I haven't, tackled any of them because there's a lot of them, and where do you start? And I'll be honest, I was a bit tardy in getting into your Iron Mans and Captain Americas and Batmans and everything like that. And I was like, well, where am I going to begin in terms of sharing a review and talk about a movie in this movie chats month? So I thought I haven't seen them all, I'll be honest, full disclosure, but I've seen, enough of them to get the gist of it. Of course, I think if you're alive in 1989 and you were like a, 9-year-old kid, yes, of course, we all went to go and see Batman and the following Batman movies. We might touch upon them, we'll see how we go. But what we are going to touch upon is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or the MCU as it's known. And I'm going to specifically focus on probably my favourite one of that series. I mean, there's over 25 movies now, there's tons of them. But this one, A, I really liked the movie, and B, I had a really unique experience when I saw it. So I want to talk about those things and just share these stories with you and talk about how much I really, really dig Avengers Infinity War. This is a 2018 American superhero film based on Marvel Comics superheroes. Of course, the Avengers. So that means your Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, all the gangs here, Spider-Man, the Incredible Hulk, you name it, they got it. And it all comes together in this maelstrom of madness in this movie, and I absolutely dig it. So I sort of fell off, like I said, or didn't even get on the superhero Marvel movie train until I saw, I think it was Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and that was a real butt kicker of a movie. Like, that was good. And then, of course, I watched the follow-up to that, which was Civil War, or Captain America Civil War, or Captain America 3, depending on your nomenclature and how you refer to them. And I watched a couple of Thor movies, like when I was on a plane trip across the Pacific Ocean to North America on a work trip. But on a work trip, I was based in Las Vegas for a while, and I had, it was the last day of my trip there, and I had like a free day, and I'm like, far out, here I'm in Las Vegas. My flight's not till like 8 o'clock, and I got to check in at the airport at 5, and it's currently 10:30 in the morning according to my watch. And I'm like, well, A, I could just go and cause a lot of trouble in Las Vegas, which is pretty easy to do, or B, I'm going to find something to do a bit more productive with my time. So I found a theatre at one of the casinos, the one across the road from the Penn and Teller casino. I think it's the Rio, that one. And I think this was, I can't actually remember the name of the casino, but it was important because it was the one that was closest to my hotel that had a theatre in it. And so I could go to... Shush. So I could go and watch a movie for 3 hours and, just kill the time like that, instead of, as I said, Las Vegas trouble. Anyway, so I went to see Avengers Infinity War, and it was actually on the day it came out originally in 2018. So I went to see this on the first day. Now, if you don't know, of course, it's got Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Benedict Cumberbatch, Don Cheadle, Tom Holland, Chadwick Boseman, Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Shaw, Dave Bautista, Chris Pratt, and of course Josh Brolin as Thanos. Now I'm just going to refer to each of them by their character's name from now on because I'm not going to remember any of that. But it follows on roughly from Captain America Civil War and Thor Ragnarok. And yeah, it just picks up where those movies leave off. And of course the Avengers team is splintered into parts and they're not really the Avengers anymore. So it's all a bit dodgy. But anyway, the nub is that Thanos is this real bad dude who's been built up over a heap of movies leading into this, and he's been collecting his Infinity Stones, which are these things to rule the galaxy. And he's going to get all of these stones and stick him on this super duper gauntlet glove that he's got and have power over the universe. And his plan is to, kind of like a bit like Greta, that girl, she wants, to save the world. And Thanos, his plan is if he wipes out half of every life across the universe, then there'll be more resources for the people that are left. Ergo, so he has this kind of environmental theme, which is a bit like out there, of course, but they do actually take the time in the movie to explain why he feels that way. And it's kind of Thanos' movie, and almost the Avengers and the superheroes like Iron Man and Spider-Man and everyone, they take kind of a back seat to Thanos because it's his movie, and it's kind of like you follow Thanos as he acquires all of these special stones, and yeah, just how he goes about it and what his motivations are all very well explored. That doesn't mean to say you don't really see the Avengers and all your superheroes. They're in it in spades. Like, every character gets a moment to shine, and it's absolutely fantastic. And it's quite a big budget movie. They're saying it's like about, over $250 million was spent on this. And boy, they didn't just spend it on fancy catering and craft services and stuff like that for the cast and crew. Every dollar is on the screen in this. It is absolutely gorgeous to watch. So there's no crappy special effects or anything in this. Everything holds up, and there's so much detail in all of the effects shots as well, and little sort of nuggets of comic book sort of quirks and stuff like that. So not a frame is wasted. And I tell you what, it's the suspense in this. It's like watching a time bomb tick down. Just the tension just ramps up with every scene. So yeah, you're in for a real treat on this one if you're a fan of all the superheroes, of course, or even if you've got like a bit of a fleeting sort of knowledge about the stories of these characters and stuff. Like I said, I went into it not having seen all 17 previous movies, only seen them fleetingly and here and there. But this one really grabbed me and made me a fan, and I thought, wow, that is a hell of a thing. So essentially, Thanos is from outer space, and he's got these armies of real nasty creatures that he's going to, use to his advantage to acquire these Infinity Stones, which are kind of the MacGuffins. And of course the Avengers have a couple of them here on Earth, and the rest of them are scattered throughout the galaxy, and that kind of brings all of the characters together. Basically the quest to stop Thanos from acquiring all these stones and going ahead with his plan of wiping out all of or half of the life in the universe. And what they do in this is they split all of the various protagonists, so like the good guys, into varying groups. So for example, they team up Doctor Strange with Iron Man and Spider-Man, and they're on a mission in space. And then they team up Bruce Banner and Captain America with Scarlet Witch and Scarlett Johansson. Black Widow. That's it, and Vision. So they're all sort of splintered off into little groups, and Thor's up in space with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and each of these three groups have their own little quest and objectives that they're going on. And then of course you've got Thanos, the bad guy. He's on his path and going, visiting each of these factions, as it were, all culminating in, this race against time to see who can either A, get the Infinity Stones in Thanos' case, or B, in the Avengers and the heroes' case, they're trying to stop Thanos by whatever means possible in all these sort of splintered groups from different locations. And they all meet in the middle of this big confluence at the climax of the movie, where it absolutely goes insane, and you get what it says on the box. You get an Infinity War. It's absolutely astounding, and it is fantastic entertainment. And like on the box, it says it goes for nearly 3 hours, so 2.5 hours actually, 140 minutes, or no, 149 minutes to be precise. And boy, does it just race past. And I remember, like I said, I went to see this in Las Vegas, and then went back to my hotel, checked out, went to the airport, 15-hour flight back to Australia across the Pacific, and the whole time I'm just sitting there going, holy moly, you could say. I was exclaiming, like the whole way home. I was just thinking, wow, what on earth is going to happen next? How could they possibly top Infinity War? And of course, yeah, it was such a great experience to see this on the opening day. And the crowd was cheering when the heroes came on, and then the crowd went deadly silent when all the tense stuff was happening and all sorts. So yeah, it was a really amazing experience, and yeah, I cannot highly recommend this enough. Obviously, yeah, you probably have to, if you haven't seen it, you do have to do a bit of groundwork to perhaps fully appreciate it in terms of watching some of the previous movies. But, with my, rough knowledge about the heroes and having seen various movies in the series leading up to it, I did have, like a good enough sort of grasp of who everything was, and, each of the characters and what their powers were, and they do set everyone up, nicely. So if you haven't seen every single movie, you can go, oh yeah, that guy's like a really good magician. And it's Iron Man and Thor and Hulk and, all of that. So it's, it's good to watch a few of the movies beforehand. So use your discretion there. But what can I say? Fantastic cast, fantastic entertainment. It's a winner. It's probably my favourite of the whole MCU and Infinity Saga, as it just doesn't let up, and you're in for a real roller coaster ride of excitement. Roller coaster of excitement and all sorts of fun. And there's a lot of the fun jokes and banter between all of the characters, and enough stuff to keep you invested in it, and keep you entertained from go to woe. So I highly recommend this. I'll give it a 4.5 on the Rob Vegas movie meter, as this one's a real banger, and you're in for a treat if you haven't seen it. And like I said, do a bit of homework with a couple of the other movies moving forward if you need to just get familiar with some of the characters. But like I said, you'll get the groove of it. And you'll have a hell of a good time. The music's great in it. The stars are great. The performances, the creatures, and the visual effects are absolutely stunning. And it's a lot of fun. And a lot of laughs. And great action along the way. And as I said, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil the ending, but boy, does this end with gusto and leave you hanging for more. Anyway, Let me know in the comments below what your favorite Marvel movie is. And of course, yeah, tell me all about it. Which one do you like? Have you seen Infinity War? Or even better, have you not seen Infinity War? I'd love to hear what you say and what, yeah, you think about it. And yeah, hit us up with a big old like and subscribe and all that business. And stay tuned because I'll be back soon. All right, cheers, everybody.
Yeah, it's raining a bit outside, isn't it?